G'day guys, today is the first hand picking session of the season of the vintage. You can see the pickers just behind me. We just started picking some Grenache Blanc for both the sparkling, traditional method sparkling and the steel Grenache Blanc that we're gonna make. We're only gonna pick half of this vineyard, or maybe not even. So we're shooting for 3.5 tons. We thought the bottom ripening faster was probably more suited to the style we want to make, whereas the top will have a little bit more time to ripen, not just the berries themselves but also the stalks and the skins and the seeds, which are all things we're going to reintroduce in the ferment. So we don't want green underripe tannins for that, and that's why we're going to leave it on the vines for another couple of weeks. I'll show you a bit of the action. All right, so from here, stop swearing, please.
Yeah, Damien.
Alright, I'm driving the first couple of beans back to the winery. So yeah, we've got a few hours of picking ahead of us. This vineyard is only a couple of years old, so we hand picking it. We hand pick everything that is young, but also we'll pretty much always hand pick Grenache, Mataro, Montepulciano, all those varietals that can't really be machine picked. It's a lot more physical as a job. But yeah, today is not too bad. It's only a few hours and then we'll be pressing. I want to show you the whole process because this sparkling wine requires the most hands-on and romantic winemaking, so I'm really happy to share with you. Alright guys, we're filling up the press. You can see Kyle is about to tip the second bin in the press. It's going to be 2 press loads, 4 bins in each. I'll show you how the press works. You probably saw the inside of the press just before. It's a pneumatic press, so there is a bag on one side that inflates and it pushes all the grapes against the sort of sieve on the other side, extracting the juice that then drains into this juice tray, to which we connected our hose that goes straight to our pump. Now when the juice tray fills up to a certain level, the pump would automatically activate, and from the pump we literally just run it straight into the chiller just here, in which we can run a -3, -4 degree brine to chill the juice. From the chiller, we then send the juice in the overhead lines just above me there over to this other side, just for convenience, so we don't have hoses in the middle of the winery. And the hose goes straight to a big tank, and I'll show you, I'll try to explain how we're gonna separate the juice that is going to be the sparkling Grenache Blanc from the juice that is then going to make the steel Grenache Blanc. So in Champagne they are pretty particular about the pressing protocols, and whole bunch pressing is definitely done over there as well for Champagne, but for the top quality champagnes only the first half of the pressings are used, whereas over 50% extraction, whatever you get by pressing a little bit harder on the grapes, then it's used for the sort of second tier sparkling, and that's exactly what we want to replicate here. So as you can see, this tank, it's a little bit bigger. What we're gonna do, we have a dip chart that tells us sort of how far into this tank we have to be. Once we hit 50% extraction, around 1,000 liters in this tank, then we divert with this cut-off valve the juice into this other hose that will then take it into a second tank at the back, just over there. in which we're gonna then have the harder pressings and the second press load as well. So not just hard pressings, otherwise the one will be undrinkable and super bitter and phenolic. So we'll make sure that in this tank we'll only have softer tasting juice that then we're gonna transfer into a smaller tank. We hook both tanks onto the chilling tonight, and we just let it settle at very cold temperatures over 24/48 hours before we rack it and inoculate it. So then